Hey all you Jedis, we are in a galaxy far, far away, also known as ColDesi, and we have a really cool project for you today because we're getting ready to celebrate May 4th, also known as Star Wars Day, or May the 4th be with you. So we have some Star Wars inspired art here that was created by our graphics team, and we have it available for you guys to download, to use, to make and sell. So we have a patch design, which is a digitized design for embroidery. We have a digital file. You could do digital heat FX or DTG printing or direct to film printing with this. But then we also have a vector file. So this is a cut ready file. We used the Graphtec CE7000 cutter to make this today. And what I wanted to do is go through and make all this stuff with you and show you how it works. First, we're gonna print out our digital art file using the Digital Heat FX system. Now, this is a t-shirt transfer printer. So we do have one step to do before this is ready to be put on our shirt. So what we're doing right now is adding an adhesive. This is also known as polymer. So we're just gonna stick this under the heat press with some time, temperature, and pressure. And when it's done, we'll peel away these two pieces of paper from each other. And basically what you can see happening is that adhesive, the polymer, is only sticking to the toner on this design. And as you can see, this digital art we chose for the Digital Heat FX system has a lot of negative space. So this is gonna feel really good on our t-shirt. Now we're ready to press the transfer on the shirt. And we are using a 100% cotton tee for this, but the good thing about this system is I could have put this transfer on a polyester shirt, on a blend, or anything like that. This is a cold peel, so now I'm going to rip the carrier sheet off, and I will give my shirt just one final press before it's finished. So I'll lay it back on my heat press and cover it up with a finishing sheet. And this press, though, was only going to be for about 20 seconds. But now this is complete. Now we're gonna move on to our cut file. So we're using the Graphtec cutter here. You could also use a hobby cutter like a Cricut or a Silhouette for this, but we are using Triton heat transfer vinyl. So this is a really great vinyl because after it's done cutting, when we do our weeding step, this vinyl just weeds super easy. As you can tell, it's almost like butter. So I'm gonna have to weed each layer of my design because obviously this is a multicolored design. So with vinyl and with cutting art, it does take a little bit longer because you have to cut out and weed every piece. Then you're gonna have to piece them all together, make sure they all fit. And we are gonna have two layers here. So we're gonna go ahead and do our red lightsaber, and we'll also press on our May the 4th be with you words at the same time in this one layer. But Triton heat transfer vinyl only needs to be pressed for about 10 seconds. So I'm gonna press this layer first, and I do wanna give this kind of a warm peel, so when it's done, I'll just let it cool off for a second. I'll peel off these carrier sheets here, and then I'm going to press on my green lightsaber. So we are going to be using the neon green Triton heat transfer vinyl, and this is a really, really vibrant color. I really love this vinyl, guys, especially for a design like this. You really want vibrant, bold vinyl colors, so Triton is great for this. So then I'm just gonna press this layer on for about 10 seconds as well. I'm gonna do that warm peel again, but this is done now. With heat transfer vinyl like this, you don't need to do a finishing press, so now our tote bag is complete. Now we're gonna be at our heat press again because now we're gonna make our patch. So the very first part is I need to add some stabilizer to my patch mat material. So I have some heat spun here. It's like webbed glue, and I'm gonna heat press it for just a couple seconds. And basically it's just gonna form a really great seal on the back side of my patch mat. It's gonna add some stabilization because the patch mat is a very flexible material. So once I add that, I'll remove it from my little sandwiched paper I have here. And the next step is to hoop it. I am gonna use the Allied Gridlock hoops for this today, and I just wanna make sure I have a really nice tight hooping before I bring it over to the Avance embroidery machine. We've already loaded in our digitized design into our touchscreen control panel here, and I'm just gonna let the Avance go ahead and sew this out. The great part about embroidery, guys, is that I was able to let my patch sew out while I worked on our other things. So while the Avance was sewing, I was able to do that vinyl tote, and I was able to make our shirt with the Digital Heat FX system. So now this is almost done. I do need to unhoop it, and I need to apply my heat seal. So this is like a rolled glue material here. I'm gonna cut it to size. And basically what this does is it seals in those threads that are on the back of my patch, but it's also gonna make my patch a little sturdier, and it's gonna allow me to heat press this patch onto things in the future. So if you do this to the patch, you can sell the patch as is, and people can iron it on to clothing, hats, backpacks, or whatever as they want. So I have it on my heat press again. I'm gonna sandwich it in my paper like I did with the heat spun. This is just gonna be a couple seconds of a press, and I'm gonna keep that paper carrier sheet on it because I don't want that glue to get everywhere. So after I press it, I just want to check it out real quick, make sure that it's sealed onto the back of my patch correctly. Now our next step is to cut out our patch. So I'm using the hot knife now. All of these products come with the patch kit that's on ColemanandCompany.com. And what it's gonna do is it's going to serrate the edges of our patch, give us a nice finish around the edges, as well as allow us to pop this patch out of place. And then after this, you can use the edges of the barrel of the hot knife just to smooth the edges a little bit and make it look perfect. Now we've finished making all the products for our Star Wars inspired bundle just in time for May 4th celebrations.
As Yoda once said, do or do not, there is no try. So do download these art files and try them out and see how you like them, because I know that there are Star Wars fans out there that are looking for custom stuff like this to celebrate with, and you could be the place where they get it. So if you want to learn about any of the equipment, the supplies, or the products that we used in this video, you can visit ColDesi.com and live chat with a pro.